So political power in the United States is divided into three branches, and we're going to start by looking at Congress, or the legislative branch. Legislative means lovgivende, so the name tells us that they deal with laws and law making. Now, this is Congress in Washington, D.C., and the legislative branch is often referred to as the people's branch. This is where the politicians sit. The elected politicians sit in Congress. Now, first, let's take a look at what it is that they do. They make laws first and foremost. Laws are discussed and proposed. They have to be accepted by the president. He can veto laws, but they are worked out in Congress. So lawmaking is their primary task. Then there is budget and taxation, which is also one of their main tasks. The budget is proposed by the president, but it is worked out in Congress. And last, they check upon the president to make sure that he doesn't do anything that is unconstitutional. So that is the role of Congress. I also wanted to tell you that Congress is divided into two houses. The Founding Fathers had a little bit of a problem with Congress because they couldn't agree on how many people should sit from each state. Now, the large states, such as Massachusetts and Virginia, logically felt that they should have more representatives and thus more power in Congress than the smaller states, what we call proportional representation. However, the small states, such as Delaware and Georgia, knew that if they only had few politicians in Congress, they would have no say against the larger states in decision making. So the small states wanted equal representation, the same amount of politicians from each state. Now, this disagreement almost broke down the entire discussion for a new constitution. Now, they came up with something that we call the Great Compromise. They came up with two houses. There is the House of Representatives and the Senate. Now, the House of Representatives, they have 435 people. This is what we call proportional representation. It means that the larger states with a larger population have more people in Congress than the smaller states. So the House of Representatives made the large states happy because the larger states have more power. Now, the Senate was needed for the smaller states to accept this solution. In the Senate, there are 2 people from each state. Today, since there are 50 states, there are 100 people. Now, this is interesting and fairly clever. The people in the House of Representatives, they only sit for 2 years. This gives them pressure to act as they promised before the election, because they have to go out and meet the electors very often. So every other year there's a new election. But in order to ensure stability and continuity, the Founding Fathers decided that the senators should sit for 6 years. Now, it wouldn't be a good idea to have all the senators up for election every 6th year. That could mean that we could have a huge change with a popular vote. They wanted stability. So 1/3 of these people are up for election every 2nd year. So every other year, 1/3 is up for election. So it means that you have stability in the Senate. So here you have the 2 houses of Congress. So all in all then, these are the main tasks, and these are the 2 houses of Congress.